Hey, what's up, everybody? It is your girl JoJo, and I'm here with the review for Ready to Love season whatever. I'm gonna have it right in the description bar. I hope you guys are doing well. So I was looking at myself in this camera, and I'll be doggone if I don't look like my mama today. My mama don't wear glasses, but maybe it's my hair, because she kind of wears her hair in these big box braids. But yeah, whew. What a revelation. Okay, so this week's episode, I do have like 2 pages worth of notes. I don't even know if I'm gonna need them because I don't know, the episode was kind of boring. Not that that's a bad thing. It just means it wasn't a lot of extra drama, but I don't know. It's something about this season. I think it's that the show is getting so redundant for us. I feel like they gotta shake it up, and I don't know what they need to shake it up, but I feel like they need a shake up. It's like the same type of process week to week that they've done in other seasons, but the seasons are now coming like twice a year. So it's like, give us something different if we're going to have to just keep watching it over and over. And it always starts the same. So nephew Tommy is telling them, this week, fellas, I want you to get out of your comfort zone. That's what he always tells them. Get out of your comfort zone. Tell them something that you haven't told anybody. Then the next week is, I want you to be open. I want you to talk about your past relationships. Then the next week is, I want you to introduce her to a friend. Then the next week is, I want you to introduce her to your mama. You know, it's just like the same layout. I wonder if they're going to have a ball again. So the first date is Aisha and Frank. I actually thought this date was pretty cute. I loved Aisha's little outfit. I probably would wear something like that. But the two of them go out. They're playing a little pool. Aisha wants to make sure that their connection is not just physical, but also making sure they have some type of emotional connection as well. He's showing her the moves. Ladies, y'all know how we do when we act like we don't know how to play pool already. Aisha, you know how to play a little bit of pool. You don't need this man to teach you. Know you put your fingers like this, and you know you just do the best you can. It really ain't that much to it. I mean, not that I'm an expert, but you know, they get real close. They also get real close in the photo booth. You know, it's getting real, not quite X-rated. You know, they still keeping it PG, but Frank is like, I'm here for it. If you want to close the curtain, I said, see, that's why you can't give them too much. You can't never give them too much. All right, because they'll try to take it too far if you let them. Don't let them take it too far, Aisha, but I don't think she did. Frank then gives her a couple of things that he wants Aisha to know. It felt like he had practiced them in the mirror at the house. He was just like, I just want to let you know you were at the mixer, my very first connection. I know that you got your kids. I love the motherliness about you. Got your kids. They're 13 and 15. I'm just really feeling you, how you present yourself. I love the way you are. I said, Frank, you better lay it out. It sounded like he was at the house like, I'm going to say, I love how you present yourself, your confidence, and your motherliness. That's right, your motherliness. But Aisha was flattered, and I mean, I probably would have been somewhat flattered too, because it's always good to know that somebody listened, somebody paid attention, and somebody likes these qualities about you. They like the way you carry yourself. That's good. Those are good things to know. So I thought their date was cool. It was cute. The next date, or meetup, I should say, was the discussion between Tyrone and Carrie. I took notes on it, but I don't feel like I need to come up off these notes like that. I mean, we know what happened, right? This is one of those things where the two are going to have to agree to disagree on how it was handled. They don't disagree on the fact that it's okay if you're not interested. It doesn't seem like they disagree about that. They are disagreeing on the way that Tyrone did it. So here's the thing. Tyrone starts out telling her she looks nice, she looks pretty, all this other stuff. She says that she felt mishandled by Tyrone. Tyrone talks about how he got to this point with her and says that initially I got your number, but then when we were at the mixer and I got Shiloh's number, that's when I started to notice the aggressiveness coming from you. And so immediately when Carrie hears that word, she butts in, and he's like, well, hold on, I'm not finished. Okay, so she composes herself and lets him finish. He says, you know, just kind of the way you were carrying yourself, the way that you were looking. And then later on, you asked me about my date. And that morning you said, I have a question. Are you still interested? I didn't have an answer to that question early in the morning, but I did eventually let you know that I was no longer interested. So Okay. First of all, I think that Carrie was indeed triggered by the word aggressive. I cannot lie and say that I would not be triggered by that word, because when you hear the word aggressive, I actually told this guy once, he was Nigerian, and I told him, he asked me what I had heard about African men, and I told him that I had heard that they were aggressive, and he got super offended. When I thought aggressive when it came to a man, I honestly didn't think anything of it. I didn't think it was a bad thing. But he was like, that comes off to me as like desperate. Like, I want everybody and I won't take no for an answer. And I was like, I apologize, because I didn't realize that it sounded like that to him. That was his interpretation of it. And with specifically when you're dealing with black women and you hear that word, it really can send us down a very, very stony trail, because that kind of talk goes on a lot about us. Just like I'm sure the Nigerian guy I was talking to, I'm pretty sure he gets tired of hearing that. And that's kind of, I guess, how Carrie was feeling. It was a trigger for her. It might have been a trigger for me as well. Just that word, it suggests like I was chasing you and I was all over you and I wouldn't take no for an answer. And I was, rolling my eyes and carrying on. And they played it back. I didn't see that she was, I just didn't see an attitude in her in that playback. Did y'all? But he says that she did seem to have one, and she says, I didn't, because I knew Shiloh liked you as well. I knew that she was going to give her number to you. But where it does get a little dicey is, I don't think she should have sent that. Well, I'm not going to say I don't think she should have sent that text. If she was going to send it, you do have to wait on somebody's answer. Like, you don't get to dictate when they tell you whether or not they're interested. You guys just met. They don't really owe you any type of immediate responses like that. And I understand people get funny about text messages. Look, I know. But, to text somebody that after asking about their date, and that's the first thing they wake up to in the morning, I can see how it does kind of make a person look like they're like, I don't want to use the word hounding, but that's the first word that comes to mind, like hounding me. Like, you just asked me how my date was. Now you already asked me if I'm interested. Like, I don't know, you guys. I mean, I like Carrie. I do like Carrie. It just seems like she more so does not agree with how it was done. I hated the way she looked in that scene, because it did make her look like she was super aggravated that he didn't like her. And I don't really think that's what it is. I just think she felt dismissed completely by him. And Tyrone was just like, well, I don't know what to tell you. But yeah, he just wasn't feeling her anymore, and he did eventually give her that answer. She just didn't like the way that it was given. I wish they wouldn't have had the meeting at all, because it made her look a certain kind of way. I'm not even finna sit here. I understood where she was coming from, but it did make her look a certain type of way. Child, I just wish she would have just took that call and went on about her business. All right. So moving forward, y'all can let me know what y'all thought about the whole Tyrone and Carrie situation. It's just a difference in temperament. They're not going to agree on it. Cornelius and Camille, Courtney and Corey go out, honey, all these C's and K's. And Corey is kind of going to run interference, he say, for Cornelius, because he does know that he's interested in both of the ladies. So they're at the skating rink, and Camille starts off with her normal, as soon as Courtney come in and give Cornelius a hug, she just like, that's enough. I said, something is wrong with her. She don't want nobody touching her man. She's so annoying. So they get out there on the skates, and Cornelius is aware that both women like him. He does like both women. He's trying to be really careful, though, when it comes to Camille, because he doesn't want it, even though he's flattered that she likes him, he doesn't want it to border on possessiveness. And I'm just like, Cornelius, too late. She is already possessive. But they have a conversation, and Camille's letting him know that she's been enjoying their conversations on FaceTime with him wearing no shirt. I said, see, y'all always be doing too much, and then we find out about it. Cornelius, why you ain't got no shirt on the FaceTime call, bro? You ain't got no wife beaters around there? Why you running around there shirtless? I can't even talk. Why you running around there shirtless, Cornelius? But she telling the business. I said, no. We needed to know that. We needed to know. But she wants to know a little bit more about this waiting. that Cornelius plans to do. And I wish they hurry up and just get this conversation over with. Now we on the second episode. The bruh say he gonna wait. Are you cool with it or not? Well, she cool with it. But what I want to know is, if you wait, do you feel like you gonna be, up to task when it's time? Like, what if it's not good? And he says, you do not have to worry about that with me. I am going to deliver. I'm confident on that. Then they start talking about bank accounts, and child, would they bring that up for? Because Cornelius is debt free, Camille, you not. So you the one that was bringing up bank accounts and whatnot. But she says that he asked her if she had student loans, and she was just like, yeah, I mean, I've got these degrees. Yeah, I do have the loans, but they say you gonna take them with you even in death. And Cornelius was like, outside of my house, I'm debt free. I'm not trying to take nothing with me to death. I said, now that's the right attitude to have. But most people, child, y'all all know how we are about them loans and carry it all. When we always say they'll get it back in blood. Here's what my homegirl used to say, God rest her soul. She used to be like, Sally Mae gonna get this back in blood. I do not care. Because death is really the only way out of a loan, I think. I think even if you are severely injured, they taking it out your social security check. So they have that conversation, and the whole time Camille, she's just so strange. Like, the whole conversation, she just like I said, what is Ooh, y'all get your girl. Then he kind of looking out to see what's going on on the rink, and Camille like, what you looking at? What you look? Can't nobody be looking at her man. So anyway, Corey and Courtney are out on the skating rink, and y'all, I'm telling you, Courtney must be reading. He gotta be reading some type of book, calling in the one, or how to get the girl every time. He has to be reading something to be able to pull it off the way he's able to pull it off. This is metaphysical energy. There's just no other explanation for what's going on. He goes out with Courtney, and I didn't even think Courtney was feeling him. I still don't know. But Courtney is trying to get a good read on Corey, because Corey out there, he on the skates, honey. He throwing up the Kappa signs. I can't shimmy, but he carrying on. Anybody that's been around a Kappa, you already know. You already know how to noops get it going. They the worst is Omega Psi Phi. It's the bros. If we go in order of who gonna show out the most at the most inopportune time, it's Omega Psi Phi first. I'm gonna say Kappa's second, but it's just not gonna be as loud. Alpha's third, Sigma's fourth, and Iota's, y'all know. I'm sorry. But he in there on the skates carrying on, and Courtney is just like, this man is a mess. So she tells him, look, I'm trying to get to know you. I'm trying to get a feel for you, but it's almost like she's telling him, you just so silly. Like, you so hard to read. Everything is very surface with you. And I'm really trying to, get you in the right space so I can see what you're about. So Corey kind of get in front of her, and she's just like, oh, okay, you getting closer. I said, how? How does he do this? First of all, if anybody get in my space like that, especially if I ain't been drinking, get back up off of me like that. I don't want you in my space, especially if I'm not feeling you. And that's why I say, like, she wasn't feeling him initially. And this is why I think he got some different. Y'all think Corey into a little, y'all think he got some crystals up underneath that shirt? But she asks him what he's looking for in a wife. And she's starting to blush that he all up on her like this. And he looking for a lifetime commitment. He talking about, we ride together, we die together. I said, shut up, Corey. So corny. But he looking for somebody that understands that once we get there, this is it. He is looking for that lifetime commitment. But child, I mean, his metaphysical energy is outstanding. Because we thought the bro he'd been going home. And all of a sudden, Courtney kind of feeling him. I'm confused, y'all. Let's move forward. So then we got Mew-Mean. Am I saying her name right? Is Mew-Mean? Anyway, Mew-Mean and Walter. Okay, Walter, they go out. They actually look really nice together. I think they got a good little height going on too. She seems like she's a taller girl. They look cute. They look cute together. Good, smooth conversation. They love the way that they're able to converse about anything. Looks like they in some type of botanical garden. Somebody in the comments said that she has been taken out into nature twice as a date. She needs to demand more for herself. Anyway, but she asks, does he want to get married again? He does. He does want children, preferably marriage before the children, and Mew-Mean is cool with that. Then she starts asking him about his relationship with his parents. Y'all know I can't say that word. Particularly his father. And he says that they did not have a good relationship. He actually wrote his father a 6-page letter from the heart. His daddy basically wrote him back on a sticky note and was like, you know, I'm down to your sister's house or something like that. And he didn't put forth any effort. Walter feels like he did what he needed to do on his end, and he just wasn't going to continue. He made peace with it and he moved on. And I understand where Walter is coming from. He sounded very upset when he talked about it. His voice actually cracked a couple of times. I felt bad for him. Usually when you get emotional about stuff like that, when you're talking about it, even if I always take that as a sign that you might not be as healed from it as you think you are. But I could be wrong about that. Y'all let me know, because y'all know I need to be on somebody's couch myself. Moving on. Then we have Mew-Mean. She opens up about her relationship with her father. She wishes they were close, but they're just not. They're just not close. She wanted it to be. I don't know if her parents are still together or not. I can't remember if she said that. But she's kind of done with that. And she's gotten past it. And she's also worked on her daddy issues so that she's not seeking that in the men she dates, even though she does like older men. But she's kind of gotten past that. So the word for this season, y'all know one season it was the journey. Then another season it was a season. Then another season it was about the connection. And then one season it was about the vibes. Who got the vibe? And then this season it's going to be about the vulnerability. It's all about the vulnerability now. It's all about being vulnerable. I need you to be vulnerable. I want to see your vulnerable side. I want us to get more vulnerable with each other. I want us to have vulnerability. That is the buzzword for this season. So Mew-Mean says that she's glad that they showed their vulnerability on the date. Okay. Then she get on his back and then they go on about their way. So the next date is the ladies get together. Carrie, Shiloh with Dante and Phil. Y'all, how did I forget Phil was a part of this competition? I just asked y'all last week who was Phil. When Phil's name popped up on the screen, I said, who was that? Because I don't know him. He was forgotten by my mind, but he is on the show. He actually looks like my best friend's little brother. John. He looked like Jonte. But anyway, I might call him Jonte from here on out. The ladies get together with them. They're going to have a little workout class. So because Carrie say she really trying to get it in, she really want to work, he going to give her the strongest resistance band. Now, as somebody who works out with resistance bands, I have never worked out with the strongest one, and I never will. I don't plan to. Because I would have been like this, just like Carrie was when she had to hold it. So they getting their workout on. Seems like everybody's having a good time. Phil got in where he fit in at the very end of the workout. He said, Shiloh, can I talk to you real quick over here to the side? And so they go and they have like a little sidebar conversation where Phil is letting Shiloh know how much he's feeling her, how much he's interested in her. Hold on. Oh, Shiloh starts talking about what she wants and what she's interested in, how she enjoyed everything at the mixer and what she's looking for, which is more of a life partner. She is looking for somebody that she could connect with. Y'all know how Shiloh talk, okay? She is an intimacy therapist. So even when she talk, it's very intimate. Like everything she says is kind of like this. And, you know, she has this kind of energy and she kind of brings you in. Even I was kind of like, now, what else, Shiloh? What you got to say? She kind of brings you in. She just has a certain energy about herself. Zadia has it too. They both have it. What y'all think about Phil though? Are y'all feeling Phil? Do y'all remember Phil? Oh, do y'all want me to call him Jonte? Because he looked like Jonte from South Carolina. Shiloh starts talking about discreet PDA. You know, she don't like to put it all out there, and she tries to give him an example of what discreet PDA is and all this other stuff. You know, there was a lot of sexual innuendos going on this episode. I don't know if I appreciated it or not. I mean, I get it, but I don't know. I've just never had good luck when I lead with that. But I do know that some women naturally give off like a, I used to call it a Jezebel energy. I used to ask all my friends, like, do I give off a Jezebel energy? But I do think some women give off like a sensual type of energy, even if they're not necessarily trying to be sexy. The only reason I know that is because in a relationship, I have gotten pulled to the side about that. Like, why you be being so friendly? Like, what? I'm your man. You don't need to be doing all of that. Like, I can't help it that I'm just, nice with a little bit of sugar on top. I mean, what you want me to do about that? I got a drink for both of us. Yeah, but what y'all think about Phil? I just don't know. I don't know about Phil. It's like I don't like him or dislike him. Yeah, she talks about she wants to spoil her man and get spoiled in return, fill each other's cup. I've all of the things, ladies. If you are a flirter, you probably have said these things too. I know I have. Dante and Carrie in there, and it's just awkward. I felt bad for Carrie. Dante clearly wasn't interested. He wasn't even trying to carry on a conversation with her. She was kind of carrying the conversation like, what do you like? Do you want to get married? Are you interested? Do you want children? And oh man, it was just, I felt bad for her. Like, it was coming off like she was wanting it too bad. And Dante wasn't helping her. He was just like, maybe. Oh, I don't know. I mean, and you could clearly tell he wasn't interested. I probably would have left. I would have been like, well, it's been fun, and thank you for inviting me out. I mean, there's nothing going on here. I felt bad. Carrie, I just felt so bad for her. It was just so awkward. But yeah, he wasn't interested in Carrie. He said the conversation didn't flow. I was like, how you know it didn't flow? You ain't even say nothing most of the conversation, but giggle and look awkward. You ain't have to do the girl like that. I mean, I guess if he ain't interested, he ain't interested. Tessia want to go home. That's what I figured out about sis. She came on here so she could talk about her tech startup, and then she want to go home. So her and Frank meet up because Frank want to see what's up with Tessia. He didn't really get a good read off of her at the mixer, so he has invited her to another type of mixer, his mixer, where he's gonna make her a signature drink and try to get to know her a little bit better. Now, y'all, somebody should have warned me about this whole signature drink business. Because when I tell y'all, Frank got up on the screen and he was like, I said, what is wrong with him? The whole time I was watching him, y'all, I had to rewind it a couple times. All I could think about was shake it to the east, shake it to the west. It doesn't matter who shakes the best. Hey. Frank said he gonna mix these drinks up. I'm weak. I am so weak. Okay. The drink was good though. I said, girl, it better be. All that shaking he was doing. Then he was smiling at her. I said, this is so awkward. Woo! Let me tell y'all, if a man did that for me, I'd be thankful. But if we make it long term, I'm bringing up that date every chance. I'll be like, you remember when you were shaking that cocktail? Okay. All right. Let's move forward. As he's trying to get to know more about Tessia starts talking about her businesses and how she got her master's at 22. So she climbed the corporate ladder early, and then she got out of the rat race, and then she started up her tech startup, and now she has this freedom, and it's wonderful. A tech startup company, that is a big deal, especially at 33. It ain't nothing to sneeze at. It ain't nothing to sneeze at. But there's a thing called balance, and you have to allow people to know various sides of you. And when you're trying to form an emotional connection with somebody, it's best to talk about those things that are intimately close to you, not necessarily your business. But what it sounds like is Tessia is so deeply enthralled in that is probably the thing that's the most exciting in her life, and so she automatically leads with that, which is not going to work for this group, for this type of show, nor for this group of men. And Frank just kind of gave up early. He was just like, child, I mean, she ain't trying to do that. So you got to get you some balance, sugar. Come on, Tessia, you a cute girl on the outside. I think you definitely got it going on, but it's something here is not connecting. It's not like a mind, body, spirit connecting, thing going on. So yeah, I don't know about Tessia. I really thought she was gonna go home this week. So then we have Naeem and Zadia. That was another cute date. Again, it was a lot of sexual innuendo going on. Zadia always asks really good first date questions. She asks him, how would your friends describe you? And he says that his friends would describe him as somebody who is a protector of his woman, would do anything to make the woman happy. And she was just like what kind of stuff? And he was just like, she said, would you spoil her? And he was like, yeah, with my love and affection. I said, he made sure not to say about that pocket. Okay. He said love and affection. And so Zadia was like, well, I'm sure my friends would say I was spoiled because I spoil myself. And she said, everything I want, I get. It's something about hearing somebody say that. That is kind of a turn on because it's like a challenge. Like, what you mean everything? You can't have me. And they just like, yes, I can. But Zadia says she definitely does spoil herself. And Naeem was like, okay, well, I'm willing to do whatever it is I need to do to make sure that my woman is good. I do like you. I do enjoy you. But I also know this is a competition, so I'm taking my time to get to know everybody. But I definitely want to get to know more of you. And then it's knee touching going on and rubbing. And y'all know how they do. She all giggly and carrying on. I said, y'all a trip on Ready to Love. Y'all really are. But he does seem to like her. And Naeem seems to be cool. He knows when to put the joke in, but still be serious. And it was a cool date. I thought it was a cool date. Then we get to the end of the episode. Who the fellas are liking, who they're not liking. The only thing I wanted to bring up about the men meeting up is that it was very interesting that old Phil, Jonte Phil, he didn't realize that he had a little competition in Tyrone for Shiloh. Okay, you ain't the only one trying to be the only one. And it's interesting about Tyrone. Like, I'm still rooting for Tyrone. But what's interesting about Tyrone is he reminds me of the statement that Chris Rock made in one of his comedy specials, that a man is only as faithful as his options. Not that Tyrone needs to be faithful to anybody, but you see he was feeling Carrie. But then the more he got to know other women and realized he had a chance, he dropped Carrie and was more interested in these women. And that's why I always say, I don't ever feel bad for a short guy, the lame guys, the nerds, the good. I don't care, because as soon as they get what they need, they will move on up to the next ladder as well. Okay, just like they say we will do and overlook them. So they will do the same thing. I have had it done to me. I've definitely talked to somebody, and then once they got their little confidence up, honey, they was on to some other girls at the school. That happened to me at the high school. I was like, child, he done played. I know he didn't play me like this, honey. Once he got his little clout on, not saying I had it like that, but I'm just saying, he definitely started reaching higher heights. Ooh, that's why I say, don't be feeling bad for him. Don't be feeling bad. They would do the same moves that you would do. Anyway, so that was just something I noticed in the end of the elimination pool. Everybody still pretty much likes the same people. It wasn't really too much of a switch up or anything, except for we know that Naeem likes Zadia a little bit more. But the person that was off-putting, the two people were going to be Tessia and Carrie. So they meet up, they have a little meeting. Tessia realizes that she is in the bottom once again. She says she doesn't understand what these men are talking about when they say that she won't open up. I wish Cornelius would have gave her an example. But she says, that's their feelings and that's fair. So she just gonna have to work on it a little bit more. You just need to get you some balance. Like, talk about yourself and what you're interested in outside of business. What your family is like, what you like to do for fun other than tech. You just got to open up a little bit more and get your facial expressions together, because sometimes she be having her nose turned up. Then Carrie, unfortunately, is the one that ends up getting sent home. Love the way that Carrie handled it. Very classy. She does bring up the whole situation with Tyrone again. She does say that she felt misunderstood in the competition. I too feel like she got a little bit of that even towards the end on that date with Dante. And she didn't get to know everybody like she wanted to. In all honesty, I don't think a lot of the guys were feeling Carrie like that. I don't think they were as attracted to her. I don't think that Carrie moves like some of the other women move. I don't think she's as sensual or she does have sex appeal, but she doesn't lead with it. And on this show, they might as well start calling it a hookup show, because if you're not going to lead with kind of like a sensual, sexual type energy, and I'm not saying that anything is wrong with that, I'm just saying that if you're not about that kind of leading with some of those kind of vibes, or just outright crazy like Camille, sorry to say that, you probably won't make it long on this show. It's very much an entertainment / hookup show. I think that Carrie is very serious about what she wants, and I do hope that she finds that outside of this show. I hope there are some suitors that approach her, because she actually seems like she would be solid. So yeah, she got the whole "you're a good woman" speech. I mean, I felt Carrie. I've heard it. Child, don't get me started, you guys. You a good woman, but you ain't for me. So that's pretty much it. You guys can let me know what you thought about the episode. I feel like I'm forgetting something. Oh, I forgot. I know what I meant to add. Cornelius told Tessia that some of the guys were off-putted by what she was saying. Off-putted by her demeanor. Cornelius, baby, you're going to have to get that together. Get with the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost, so they can let you know that off-putted is not the way that is pronounced. It's not a word. But y'all like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you thought about the episode. See you for the next one. Bye.